Hello, hello. Is the voice audible right now, guys? Is the voice audible right now? Is it fine? Because right now I'm not using the mic, so I don't know. Like I'm using the microphone of the camera, and that's a shit camera, so I don't know if the sound quality is nice or not. So is my words clear to you guys? Is it okay for today? Because I don't have my headphones with me. I'm not charged it up, so I'll have to charge it. But is it okay right now, guys? Yes. Okay, great. Tomorrow onwards, I'll start using my MacBook. I think so. I should start doing that. It has a better microphone and everything integrated very well. Okay, no issues in that. Let's get started our today's class, guys. Today, yesterday we had seen Deadpool kaisi thi. It was good, but could have been a little bit more better. I don't know why the vibe of the entire audience was not that great. Maybe because Fox Universe is something that not a lot of people have seen up till this point of time. So maybe due to that the reason, many of the Marvel fans as well were not able to understand a lot of the cameos and a lot of the stuff that was happening in the movie. So maybe due to that, the response in the theater was not that great, like what I was feeling personally. But yeah, I personally enjoyed the movie a lot. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So yes, Blade is okay. No, no spoilers, no spoilers. Sorry, sorry. Okay, yes, the cameos were really amazing. If you know your cameos, it was really amazing. Okay, so let me share my screen with you guys first of all. So share screen, entire screen share. Let me get the live chat on the left hand side as well. So pop out the live chat, put it up on the left hand side. Excuse me. I'll bring myself down and let's get started. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we'll open up the collab notebook and we'll see where we are. We were in our yesterday's class. So just open that up. I think so. We had covered up variables, types, data types. That is something. Variables, have we done it? Have we taught you guys variables? I don't remember, so I'm asking you guys about it right now. Have I taught you guys variables? Yes? Okay. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is a little something that is special. Okay, so what do you guys think? What is 3 plus 2? What is 3 plus 2, guys? What do you guys think? What is 3 plus 2? 3 plus 2, 5, right? If I try to run this, I'll get 5 on my screen. So it is actually connecting right now. So it is going to take a minute or two to actually connect. Okay, let's give it a minute or two to connect right over there. Okay, connected. So we should see 5 on our screen right now. Great. But what if I am trying to add two strings together? Like adding two integers, we are easily able to understand. 3 plus 2 is basically your 5. But what about strings? When I try to add strings, what is going to happen? Is it still going to print 5 for me, or 34, or 4.6, or 32, or whatever the scenario is? I don't know right now. The reason for that is because strings are a little bit, it's a different data type itself. So the operands also work in a separate manner. Here, when you are using the plus symbol, the addition operand itself, it is not going to add the two strings together. It is going to concatenate the two strings together. Concatenation basically means instead of having two separate words, that is hello and world, you're going to have one singular word, that is hello world. So if I try to run this, okay, we should see hello world as a single entity being printed on our screen. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. See, I'm going to teach you guys everything that is related to the project that we're going to build. That is the tic-tac-toe AI agent. Whatever new things that will be there related to Python while building the projects, I'll be teaching you guys right over there. So you don't have to worry about it. I've already provided you guys the notes in yesterday's video. In the description, you will be able to find the notes for Python. So if you want to study Python in a lot of depth, like everything that is necessary in Python, the notes already do that for you guys. Here, whatever is needed for the project and whatever new things that will be coming in the project, I'll be teaching that particular aspect itself. Okay. Okay. The next thing that is there is called as functions. Just like variables contain some type of data inside of it, right? So variable contains some kind of information inside of it. So x is equals to 2, right? So you have some kind of value that is there present inside of the variable itself. And then you can use that particular variable later. So print x, right? So the writing 2, you can just write x right over there, and it is going to print the value of x on your screen, right? So you can reuse that same value again and again by referring to it using its variable name. In the exact same manner, there might be many cases in which there are certain lines of code that you want to reuse again and again and again. For example, if I am taking up print hello, print. Okay, so before starting that, let's see how to take in input from the user as well. Okay, let's start by doing that first. How to take input from the user. Taking up input from the user in Python is absolutely simple. You just tell Python to take an input. Input and then parenthesis. What is the input that you want to take? Let's take enter a number. Okay, enter a number. Simple. Okay, input, enter a number itself. So here Python is going to ask the user that, okay, bhai, give an input, okay, right over there. So if I run this, as you're able to see, I'm getting a particular text field saying enter a number. Let's enter a number that is 69, okay, and press enter. So I've given that number 69, but that nothing is happening with that. Now, if you guys see it very clearly, the number that I entered right over here is actually converted, is actually coming up as a string. It is not coming up as a number. There is a quotation mark right over there, guys. It is coming up as a string. Let us check that. Whatever input that we are giving, okay, let's save it inside of a variable. Okay, right now we are giving an input right over there, right? But we are not saving it anywhere. We are not saving it inside of a variable or something like that. Let's do that, right? So x is equals to input a number. Okay, enter a number. So whatever number we will be putting in, we will be inputting right over there. That will be saved inside of x. And let us do print x. Okay, let's do print x. So as you're able to see, we are going to put 69 right over there. And inside of x, we are having 69 saved. Let us check what is the data type of this x. Let us check what is the data type of x, guys. So how to check what is the data type of x? What particular tool are we going to use to check up the data type of x, guys? Can somebody let me know? I've taught it in our previous class, right? So what is the tool that you're going to check? Very good, Mr. Uddin and Mr. Shine. Okay, type function, right? T-I-P-E, type. Type of x, as you're able to see, is coming up to be a string, right? Now, by default, whenever you are taking in an input, it always gets saved as a string itself. Always. Always. Now, but what you guys can do is that you guys can convert this particular number into another data type as well. We can do type conversion or type casting in general. So how to do that? So let's see what happens when you try to convert different numbers into different types. For example, we are having y is equals to 3.14. Okay. We want to convert this y into a particular integer. Okay. So let us open up the drawing board. Let me first teach you guys using a drawing board itself, and then we'll come back to our coding. So any integer, any particular float value that is there, for example, 3.14 or 3.0 or minus 3.14 or minus 3.56 or minus 3.9 or 3.94 or something like that. Anything, if you want all these floats to be converted into an int, okay? int, okay? So right over here, all this will be converted into just, all this will be converted into 3, and all this will be converted into -3. Again, very sorry. Let me just rub this. Okay. So any of these floats, if you want to convert them into a integer, you just write int and then the number inside of it, for example, 3.94, and that converts it into 3. Any number, 3.94, 3.14, 3.0. Please try to understand it. We are not rounding numbers off. Okay, we are not rounding numbers off. What we are trying to do is we are trying to convert a float to an int. Okay, so what happens is that anything after the decimal points gets deleted. Anything after the decimal points gets deleted right over there. So even if it's negative, anything after decimal point, just remove it, and that is the integer that you need to get. Now, what about floats? Sorry, what about ints? Okay. So if you are having 3 or 2 or -4 or 0, anything like that, you want to convert it into a float itself. Okay. So what are you going to do? Float, F-L-O-A-T, float, and then the number that you want to convert. So you're going to get any number, whatever the number is, for example, a zero point 0. That's it. So this will be converted into 3.0. Okay. This will be converted into 2.0. This will be converted into -4.0. This will be converted into 0.0 right over there. That is how you can convert this right over there. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So right over here in the similar manner, if I want the number to remain as an integer, I can even convert a string to an integer as well. I just have to put a parenthesis right over here, and I have to write int in front of it, and that's it. Now x will be converted into an integer. So I'm taking in an input. This input is going to be a string, and this string I'm converting it into an integer, and then I'm checking up the type of x. So if I do this, I will again put up the same number so that you guys are not getting confused. As you're able to see, now I have converted the particular input that was a string into an int itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Yes? Okay. Now let us come to our particular topic, that is functions. So let's assume I want to take an input from the user, that is his name, and I want to show a custom message called "Hi Shaurya, welcome to DevTown," or "Hi, whatever the name of the user is, welcome to DevTown." There will be two lines of code right over there, right? First will be an input. So name is equals to your input, enter your name, and then the second one is print hello plus name plus welcome to DevTown. So what I've done right over here is that name right now, the variable name, right? This basically contains your name of the user, whatever name that the user has given as an input, right? Whatever the user has given as an input, that is the name itself, we have saved it inside of a variable called as name. So name is also a string, and right now we have just learned that we can concatenate as many strings as we want. It is not necessary to concatenate only one or two particular words. You can concatenate as many words as you want, guys. So right over here I've concatenated hello plus name and then welcome to DevTown. So if I run this right over here, first it is going to ask me to enter my name. So I'm going to enter my name right over there. That is Shaurya. And I'm going to get hello Shaurya, welcome to DevTown. Right? Hello Shaurya, welcome to DevTown. Now, every time that I want to take an input from the user and show this particular line in front of the user itself, I will have to write these two lines of code again and again and again. Right? I'll have to write these 2 lines of code again and again, right? I don't want to do that. What if there was some way in which I could create a variable inside of which I could store these 2 lines of code and then reuse it at a later point of time? What if there was a certain method in which I could store these 2 lines of code into a variable and then reuse it at a later point of time, right? That is the concept of functions. Okay, so we are going to create a function right now called as greeting. Okay, so to create a function, you have to define a function first. You have to tell Python what do you want to do. Okay, so def, okay, and then the name of the function, so greeting, greeting. Then put up a parenthesis right over here, and then put up a colon. Okay, then put up a colon right over there. That's it. And then you just put up the line of code that you want this particular function to contain. So name is equals to input name, enter your name and print hello, welcome to DevTown. Okay, so right over here, what I've done is I've defined a function called as greeting. This is how you create a function, guys. This is how you create a function. I've defined a function called as greeting. This parenthesis, what is its use, how it is used, I'll let you guys know in a few minutes. So just be like patient for that. Put up a colon that determines where the function is starting. Then after that, after some space, whatever code that you want this particular function to contain, this greeting function to contain it, you put it up right over here. So I want this function to contain these 2 lines of code. If I run this, nothing is going to happen. As you're able to see, nothing is happening right over here. Why? Because right now you've just introduced Python to a function called as greeting. You have told Python that, okay, meet function greeting. This function greeting can do anything right over there for you. These are the 2 things that it can do. You can take in an input from right over there and it can print something out on your screen as well. Now, if you want to use this particular function, you'll have to call the function up. You have to say, oh, greeting, bhaiya, come and help me out. Okay, so greeting will come there, tuk 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 tuk, and then whatever it is meant to do, it will help you out with that. So right over here, guys, let us try to call the greeting function. Okay, greeting, greeting, and then there's a parenthesis, and that's it. That is how you call a particular function, guys. What is def? Define. Def ka full form is define. We are defining what is the function. Okay, so right over here, if I run this, as you're able to see, I'll get the input. What is your name? So I'll write Shaurya and I'll get hello Shaurya, welcome to DevTown. So the function is running right now, right? So that is what a function is, how to define a function and how to call a function up. Now we need to understand about gifts that we can provide to this function. Let's assume I already know the age of the user. Age is equals to 25. Okay. Let's assume that we already know the age of the user. And here we want to print hello, your age is plus, let's take this up. Let's assume that I just know the age of the user. Okay, let's assume that I just know the age of the user and I want to print something like this. Hello name, your age is, and then plus the age, right? So what I can do is I can give a gift to the particular greeting function as well. I can give a gift to the greeting function as well, guys. The gift that I will do is I'll give a gift right over here. That is the age of the user. Whatever gift that you want to do, age, you want to give ADDRES's address, you want to give the blood type, whatever gift that you want to give to your particular greeting function, you can give it right over here inside of this parenthesis. And whatever gift that you're going to provide, you can utilize it anywhere inside of your entire greeting function. Anywhere inside of the greeting function, please do understand it. Whatever gift that you're giving to the greeting function needs to be understood inside of the greeting function itself, not outside that. It needs to be utilized inside of the greeting function itself. Okay, so right now we'll take in just one, that is age. Okay, to just to not to complicate things. Now when you're going to call the function, you are going to provide the greeting function with an age as well. You're going to provide the greeting function with an age as well, that is, let's say 25. Now if I try to run this, it is not going to work. It is going to give us an error because 25 is an integer. So this 25 will get allotted to age, and that age is what we are using right over here. So age is actually a particular like just a particular thing itself. अबे रॉय, नो इश्यूज इन दैट, यू कैन जस्ट कम एट द 7. बाकी तो तुम्हारी मर्जी है भाई, हम तो किसी को फोर्स कर नहीं रहे. सो एज इज राइट नाउ एन इंटीजर. यू कैन नॉट ऐड अ पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रिंग एंड एन इंटीजर गाइस, यू कैन नॉट डू दैट. बोथ ऑफ देम आर टू सेपरेट थिंग्स. Both of them are two separate things guys. You cannot add a particular string and an integer. So we need to convert this integer into a string guys. What do we need to do? We need to convert an integer into a string. So how to do that? Just put it up in parentheses, write str in front of it, and that's it. You have now officially converted the integer into a string itself. Now when I run this and then this, as you're able to see, enter your name. So Shaurya, and I think hello Shaurya, your age is 25. Okay, hello Shaurya, your age is 25. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Great. Awesome. 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 Okay. The next thing that we need to understand right over here is that some technical terms. Okay. First of all, you guys need to remember DP and CA. Okay. DP and CA, guys. What is DP and CA? When you are defining the function, it is called as a parameter. DP. When you are defining the function, it is called as a parameter. So whatever you are putting up right over here, age or ADD, RESS, all this is going to be called, the technical term for that is parameter. When you're calling the function, it is going to be called as an argument. It is going to be called as an argument right over there. Again, DP, that is when you're defining the function, you call it as a parameter. Kanchan Arya, right now I'm teaching. I don't really care about that. Okay? I don't give two fucks about it. Okay? So you can just ignore it for right now. Focus on in the class. ठीक है, मेरे को कोई मतलब नहीं है उस चीज से. बूट कैंप के बाद में सोचेगा उसके बारे में. Okay, so DP and CA guys. DP defining a particular function, call it as a parameter. CA calling a particular function, call it as an argument itself. DP, CA. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Why don't we mention the name of variables at the time of define and calling the function? Because it is not a variable. It is a parameter. The technical term for that is a parameter. It is not a variable itself. Okay, you can take in as many number of arguments and parameters as you want. It is not limited. This is just an example. We can take in as many number of parameters and arguments just by putting up a comma. Okay, chalo. The next thing that is there is that now everything has happened. We have used the particular greeting function as well. We have defined the function. We have created the function as well. We have called the function as well. The last particular thing is getting something back from the function. You are giving a gift to the function, right? Parameters. You are giving a gift to the function. What if I want something back from the function as well, right? So how to do that? Let's say I want my age in dog years back from the function. Okay. I want my age in dog years back from the function itself. So I can just put up a return statement. Return age divided by 7. I don't know how to officially calculate how many my age is in dog years. I have no idea of that. I'm just randomly putting this, that age divided by 7 must be what we get into dog years. And rows greeting 25 is where we are using the function. Initially, we are just declaring that, okay, what does this function do? Greeting 25 is calling the function. It is actually using the function itself. So parameters are not variables. If it would have been variables, why are we naming it as parameters? Okay, so like I said, guys, like I've already said, the return statement basically returns something back from the function. When you use the function, you have completed using the function. This value, whatever you want to return, I want to return 0 right over there. I want to return Shaurya Sinha right over here. I can return anything that I want. I can return anything I want. But right now, I'm just returning age divided by 7. Okay. So now, when I will be running this particular function greeting, as we'll be able to see, we will get okay, type error. कुछ गड़बड़ कर दिया मैंने. Okay, I've put up address and I've not put it. Okay. Okay, so right over here, as you are able to see, when I put up my name, Shaurya, I'm getting my line that is, hello Shaurya, your age is 25, and I'm also getting something in return from the function itself. Something is getting returned back to me. That is 3.57. That is basically age divided by 7 itself. Now, if I want to save it somewhere, I can just create in the variable dog age is equals to greeting 25. So whatever is going to be returned from the greeting function is going to be saved inside of dog age. I can print it out as well. So if I run this, as you're able to see, why divided by 7? Bhai, ऐसे मस्ती मजाक में, like I have no intention, like that was just an example. So Shaurya, as you're able to see, hello Shaurya, your age is 25. Nothing is being printed on our screen. But if I print what is present inside of dog age, print dog underscore age right over there, as you're able to see, the same value is getting printed right over here. The same value is getting printed right over here, guys. So what is happening is whatever is getting returned back from the function, whatever is getting returned back after using the function itself is getting stored inside of dog age, that is a variable, and then I can use that at a later point of time to refer to the value that it contains right over there. But sir, why is it coming in float? Isn't 25 an int? So any integer divided by any integer is always going to be a float. Okay, that is how it works. Any integer added with any integer is always going to be an integer. Any integer with float is always going to be a float. Any integer multiplied by any integer is going to be a integer. Any integer multiplied by any float is going to be a float. Any integer divided by any integer or a float, vice versa itself is always going to be float. Okay. Okay. So Hari, parameters only work within the function. Like variables can work anywhere outside the function as well. A variable can work, but this parameter itself right over there is used only within the function. It cannot act outside the function itself. Okay, good. Okay, so now that you guys are able to understand this, one more topic that we need to understand is going to be for loops, because we will be using it extensively throughout the entire project itself. So for loop is very essential for you guys. Now, for loop is basically, for example, I want to print hello world 50 times on my screen. Okay, I want to print hello world 50 times on my screen. So what can I do? I can just write print then hello world. I can just copy paste this 50 times, right? That is one of the things that I can do. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Then I can copy paste this 5 times, control C, 2 3 4 5, and then I can run this. So as you're able to see, I'm getting hello world printed 50 times, right? Another way of doing it will be print hello world multiplied by 50. What is multiplication? Multiplication is repeated addition, right? What is multiplication? Multiplication is repeated addition. And what is hello world plus hello world plus hello world done 50 times? It is basically hello world written 50 times itself, right? So if you try to multiply a string with another string, that is not going to work. But if you multiply a string with a particular integer, it is going to print that word 50 times. As you're able to see right over here, it is printing hello world 50 times right over there. Another way of doing this is by using something called as loops. If you have a certain piece of code that you want to do a certain number of times, right? You are having a certain pieces of code that you want to run certain number of times, then you are having something called as loops right over there. The most famous one out of it is the for loop. So the for loop is very simple. For I in range 10 or 50, I want to print it 50 times. So 50, print hello world. So what is happening right over here is that range 50 is going to create a list of 50 integers. from 0 to 49. If I'm starting to, so Python is a zeroth index programming language like Java, JavaScript, C Sharp, C++, C. Python is also a zeroth index programming language. What does that mean? Python starts counting at zero. Python be like, yeah, I'll start counting from here, zero, then one, then two, then three, and so on and so forth. Python starts counting from zero. So range 50 creates a list of numbers from 0 to 49. So that there are 50 numbers right over there from 0 to 49, so that there are 50 numbers right over there. Now what is going to happen is the letter I, that is a variable, we call it as an iterator. Okay, the letter I is called as an iterator itself. It is going to go over all the numbers from 0 to 49. So in the first loop, I will have the value of 0 and it will run whatever is present inside of here. Then in the second loop, I will have the value of 1. The third loop, I will have the value of 3 and so 2 and so on and so forth up till and unless I has a value of 49. See, for example, right over here as well, if you want to just check the value of I, we can just print I as well. So if I run this, as you're able to see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, blah, 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 up till 49 is getting printed starting from 0. Starting from 0, guys. That is what a for loop is. So any line of code that you want to do, any multiple lines of code as well, it is not necessary that you only want to write one line of code. You can even write print hello world as well. You can write multiple lines of code right with there. That is up to you guys. But that is what a for loop is. Okay? That is what a for loop is, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. मेरे को लगा था ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा यार, बट बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो गया ये तो. Okay, so there is a good news and a bad news. The good news is we'll be starting with learning about AI from our tomorrow's class. Okay, we are not going to waste any time. The bad news is that in our tomorrow's class, I think so there will be not a lot of practical. It will be mostly theoretical in nature. Okay, but either in tomorrow's class, at the end of tomorrow's class, we'll start writing some code of the project, or after day after tomorrow, we'll start writing our project. So the project will get started immediately, guys. We are not going to waste any more time doing all this shit. Okay. Why index usually start from 0 and not 1? Because that is what Python has decided. Python is a zeroth index programming language. So that basically means to start counting from 0. There are programming languages that start counting from 1 as well, but Python is not one of them. Okay. Chalo, good. Now a little bit of story time. Okay. A simple story, so that you guys, many of you guys are writing present in the live chat. This story is actually for those people itself. So when I was in college, after my second internship got over, I had got a lot of stipend during my internship at Geo. Okay. So I think so I had saved up approximately somewhere around 2 lakh rupees from my internship. Like 6 months of internship was there. I was getting paid a lot, almost 60 to 80K per month. So I had saved up almost 2 lakh rupees during that internship. It was completely work from home. So I didn't have any particular money to spend as well. So I decided, ki, dude, let's take up a certification. Okay. And that point of time, right now, I don't think so it is there, but there was an MLE certification that was there by Google. Okay. Not any course or something like that. Okay. I'm not talking about any fucking courses. Okay. There was a certification right over there via Google for a machine learning engineer. And this certification, you pay money. Okay. At that point of time, it was $1,000 that you had to pay, approximately 75,000 rupees at that point of time. And you get to give a test. Okay. There's no course, there is no videos, there is no lectures, nothing. There's just one test that is there via Google, and you pay $1,000 to give that test itself. So I was like, yeah, I will do it. I have done 2 internships. I've worked for 12 months in data science. I can easily ace this particular test. And in overconfidence, I paid $1,000 and I went into the test directly and I failed. So that was the first particular slash that I got. Like, okay, I'll study for this test properly this time. I again paid $1,000. Up till this point of time, I've spent $2,000, approximately 1.4 to 1.5 lakh rupees I've spent on that particular exam. Okay. So right now it is 80,000 rupees, but at my point, it was 75 rupees per dollar or something like that. ठीक है. I gave the exam. I passed the exam. I think the passing marks was 80% or 85%. I got 87 or 89. ठीक है, so I passed the exam as well. I got the certification as well. I was like, hey, this certification, ठीक है, this is not a course. This is not any Andy Bundy and Sunday company. This is a certificate from Google of a particular exam that I have given, and that to a paid exam. This certificate is going to get me to places. ठीक है. And I started giving up interviews for a lot of different companies. None of the companies were asking. So it is not as if like went into my first interview and I was like, it's a crore and Google with placement. Like, aisa nahi hota. So yeah, I gave almost 32 or 42 different interviews. And like interviews, I applied to almost 600 companies. I got only 20 or 30 interviews itself right over there. So in each of the interviews, nobody was interested in my certificates. Nobody was seeing my certificates. Nobody was asking for my certificates. My certificates were written on my resume as well. Still, nobody was asking about them. I was pretty confused. I was like, hey, fuck, what is happening right over here? This is actually a great certificate to have. I thought that when I will be giving my interview for Google, these guys will recognize that certificate. I will be like, Array, sorry, you come in. Okay, you come in. What money do you want? Okay, 7 crore, like something like that. But nothing happened. Okay. So after I went into Google, I got in touch with the people who actually did my entire interviews itself, and I asked them a simple question right over there. That, sir, like I have done a lot of hard work. Okay, I paid your fucking company so much money to give this exam. I got this certificate as well, and you guys didn't even like. I tried showing it to you guys. You guys just ignored it. You guys did not like you guys did not tell me anything about it. You guys did not ask for it. What happened? I'm not able to understand this. And he looked into my eyes dead straight and just, I still remember this day, and he just told me one thing, that if I want to know whether you know machine learning or not, I'll just ask two questions from you. I don't need a certificate to know whether you know machine learning or not. And that blew my mind. And right now I'm an interviewer myself. I take up interviews for multiple different companies. I think so I've taken up more than 400 500 interviews in the past 3 years itself for multiple companies itself. And now I understand this, that if I want to know whether you know React.js, if I want to know whether you know machine learning or artificial intelligence, I just need to ask you one or two questions. If you're able to answer them, I know that you know the topic. If you're not able to answer them, then you don't know shit about that topic. No certificate in the entire world can help you in placements. No company wants any kind of certifications on your resume. Yes, internships are great, okay, but mostly self-built projects, mostly your lead code profile, your code share profile. These are your ratings on these platforms. These are the kind of things that companies want on your resume. Okay, so if you are, and please don't mention I love singing. Okay, nobody wants that as well on your resume. So always remember this, guys. Okay, certificates don't matter. What is here? Okay, and what projects have you built? What things have you worked upon? Where have you worked upon? These are the kind of things that matter. So don't go behind certificates. Go behind knowledge as much as possible. ठीक है, जितना knowledge होगा ना, उतना placements. ठीक है, always remember this. So I wanted to share my own. I'll always try to share some experiences where I learned something, and maybe you guys are also able to learn from that. Okay. But nevertheless, I will always try to make sure that whatever I have learned throughout my journey, I will try to share it with you guys as much as possible, so that you guys are also able to learn from them. Okay. My father always used to say one particular dialogue, and I will say this with you guys as well. Fools don't learn from their own experience. Fools don't learn from their own experience. Wise people learn from their own experience. वो खुद चुतियाप करेंगे, खुद सीखेंगे उस चुतियाप से, वापस नहीं दोहराएंगे उसको. Wise people learn from their own experience, but the wisest learn from others' experience. जो सबसे चतुर होता है ना, वो दूसरों की गलतियों से सीखता है. I want you guys to be the wisest, not the fool, not the wise, the wisest. ठीक है? I was a fool and a wise person, but I never became the wisest. Okay, I want you guys to be the wisest. Okay, okay. Chalo. Right now, I'll give you guys the attendance. Otherwise, some people are going to kill me. I feel so. Like I'm starting to get that response right over there. That dude, where is the attendance? Eh? Let me get the attendance. What do you think about the 4.0 revolution and opportunities? There are none. Just sit tight and focus upon the basics, focus upon where there are placements. Do not go 3.0 आया उसकी लग गई ठीक है. Do not go behind shitty things. Otherwise last में problem होगा. Okay, so right over here, guys, the attendance will be closed exactly at 9:02. Okay, the attendance will be closed exactly at 9:02, guys. So start filling up your attendance. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:02. So start filling up your attendance right over there. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:02. Please start filling up your attendance. Okay. We'll meet in our tomorrow's class and continue from right over there, guys. Again, the attendance will be closed exactly at 9:02. Any future in Web3? Not at all. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:02. Please start filling up your attendance. We'll meet in our tomorrow's class and we'll continue from right over there. The attendance link is in the live chat, the link that I'm pasting right over there by the name DevTown. That is the attendance link. Please start filling it up at exactly 9:02. The attendance link will be closed. We'll meet in our tomorrow's class and we'll continue from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.